Good morning, students. Yesterday we have discussed about the communist model of China, which it has borrowed from or it has copied from USSR. Then we have discussed how it was beneficial for China, but China faced some problem, and now the authorities of China decided to reform the economy of China. Students, you remember that in USSR there were same problems which were faced by China. And what did they do? They hurriedly converted the communism into capitalism, and they faced shock therapy because that transition was done hurriedly. China did not do this. China has done the reforms slowly. In 1972, the authorities of China decided to end the political and economic isolation from the world. I have told you yesterday that there was no export and import. China was not having any relation with the Western countries, especially with the Europe. So, if China had to accelerate its economy, it had to maintain good relation with USA, so it had ended its isolation. In 1973, the Premier Zhou Enlai proposed, he was the leader of China, it proposed four modernization of agriculture. Earlier they were doing agriculture with the old practices. In industries, new technology, new machinery was not used. In China was lacking behind in the field of science and technology and in military also. So he proposed to modernize four things: agriculture, industry, science and technology, and military. In 1978, China has adopted open door policy. Means China has opened its door for the companies of other countries, so that the companies of other countries can invest their capital in China, and China will get foreign exchange and it can purchase science and technology from the other countries. Economic reforms were used. It opened its economy for all. Now, step by step, in 1982, China has privatized its agriculture. Again, remember, in USSR, everything was privatized at one time. You remember largest garage sale in USSR? But this was not done by China. In 1982, it privatized its agriculture, which was earlier in the hands of government. Now it was given to the people. In 1998, it privatized industries, means industries which were owned by the state, these were given to the private people. One more thing it has done, it has framed some special areas which were known as SEZ. SEZ means special economic zones were there, where the trade barriers were eliminated. But in all these scenarios, although the industries were privatized, agriculture was privatized, sales were opened, trade barriers were eliminated, but students, you must remember this thing, that the state continued its role in the private economy. Means there was the state was checking all the things. Now we will discuss how these reforms benefited China. What did China gain? And because of these reforms, China was able to become an important power in the world. So these are the benefits. Its economic stagnation ended. its agricultural production increased, and when the production in agriculture increased, the people of rural area, their income also increased. And now the people living in rural areas, they begin to save the money, and now they're going to invest in the industries. Means now small industries were established in rural areas. All are interrelated. Agricultural production increased, their income increased, they begin to save the money, and now they begin to establish industry in the rural area. Again, what happened? Economy rate was faster than earlier. Its foreign trade increased. It has become a destination for foreign trade, and the companies for different countries, they begin to come in the SEZ areas because it has eliminated the barriers. Large foreign exchange reserves now the China is having, and now the China was able to invest money in other countries. And one big step in this field was that China has joined WTO in 2001. WTO, World Trade Organization. Before this, China was not the member of WTO. China became an economic power not only at regional level but at global level, and its influence was much bigger as compared to its trade partners. It can negotiate with its trade partners, but everything which is having positive impact may be having some negative impact also. What happened in China? That everyone was not benefited. In private economy, only a handful people they are benefited. The same was happened in China, because earlier everything was under the control of government, so the people was getting health services, education and employment, but now it was in the hands of private people, so benefit was given to some people only. The rate of unemployment increased. Working conditions were not good, because in private industries the main objective of the owner is to get more and more profit. So working conditions were not good, and especially for female, employment was not there, and if they are employed, that working conditions were bad for them. And because of the industrialization, in environmental degradation began there at the high speed. And I have told you, because everything was private but the government was checking it, so the corruption increased. And very important thing, what happened? Social and economic inequality increased there. Economic inequality between rural and urban area, and the people living in the coastal area and the people living in the inland area. So these were the negative impact of economic reforms which were done in China. So students, in this chapter we have studied about some institutions which were emerging, a new centers of power, and 4 countries which were emerging, a new centers of power. So tomorrow we will begin our next chapter. That's all for today. Goodbye.